Okay, this is the third video for the test on Yud Bet Shvat. That's the correct date. Yud Bet Shvat, Zayin Amabet. We're starting from Rabbi Yehuda, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines on the bottom. That's the words. Rabbi Yehuda Nasiya, Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, Ramad Deshura Ad Rabbanan. He levied a tax on the rabbis. Amar Rish Lakish. Rish Lakish reacted. He said, Rabbanan lo shvichi nitzuruta, that the rabbis don't need any protection, and therefore they should not be going ahead and paying this particular tax. Now we said the Rabbi Teshura, so Rashi tells us here, the Rabbi Teshura till Yitziat Chomatzi Ir Lachachmim. Kamal Ashar Bnei Adam, they were talking about the expenses for a wall around the city. So that's why Rashi understands the tax that was levied. How do we know that Rabbanan L'Shrichinu Torah? Tichtiv, because of Pasuk, Asparei Michol your bun. We count them, and they are more plentiful than the sand of the sea. Esprein Leman, who we counting? If we're saying that we're counting the tzadikim tinafisha mechala, and they are more plentiful than the whole of the sand of the sea. Hashakuli Yisrael Ksivavu, the whole Klal Yisrael, the whole Jewish people, it says, they were equal to the sands of the sea. Tzadikim atzmam echol yibun. How is it possible that tzadikim are more plentiful than the sands of the sea for the whole Klal Yisrael as compared to the sands of the sea? Al-Haki Karma, this is way to understand the pasuk. Espereim, I will count l'ma'aseim shal tzadikim, for the good deeds of tzadikim, mechol yibun, because that's more plentiful than the sands of the sea. Now we have a kavachomer. Just a little bit of sand. Mekin al hayam is able to protect the yabasha, the seashore from the ocean. Maasein shel tzadikim. So the good deeds of tzadikim shehim rubin that are very, very plentiful. Lo kol shekain certainly shemaginim alehem, that they can protect the tzadikim, and therefore Rabbanan lo zfikin neturutah. He also had a commentary of Yochanan. When Rish Lakish came in front of Yochanan, Amalei, Rav Yochanan said to him, "My time, lo time, lo maha." Rish Lakish, why don't you bring a proof from this pasuk, the pasuk in Shir Hashirim? Ani choma v'shadai k'migdalat. I am a wall, and Shaddai literally means my breast, that which gives nourishment. K'migdalat. So what does this pasuk mean? Ani choma. It's talking about the tzaddikim say su Torah. Those people who learn Torah are considered to be like a choma. So we see the Torah is a choma, it's a protection. Tamdei Chachamim, who then go ahead and teach Torah to others, they are the Shani Choma, they are the choma itself, and therefore they don't need protection. Rish Lakish did not use that pasuk, but used the pasuk Esperei Michol Yibun. Savar Darsh Rabbi understood the pasuk as Rabbi understood it. Ani Choma, who's this Choma? Who's the world's Knesset Yisrael? Talking about the entire Jewish people, that they stay firmly like a wall and loyal to Kadosh Baruch Hu. They don't move. And what gives the nourishment to the Jewish people to protect them against assimilation? The shuls and the Patei Midrash houses of learning. Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak Rama Kargar Abanan. Nachman took levied a tax on the rabbis. Amar Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak. Rav Nachman Yitzchak heard about it. He said, "Whoa, avarta adaraita adinaviyah v'aktuvi. You have now violated a pasuk in Torah, a pasuk in Nevi'im, a pasuk in Ksuvim. Adaraita, which pasuk in Torah? T'chsev at the end of Parshat V'zot HaBracha, Moshe Rabbeinu giving a bracha to the Jewish people, says, Avchol ve'ivamim. Even as I'm doing the way Rashi interprets, even when HaKadosh Baruch Hu shows love to the other nations of the world, in other words, the Jewish people are not doing the right thing. Kol kadosh b'yadacha. The kadoshim, the holy people, the Jewish people, the tzaddikim, are still very, very much protected by God. And now he interprets the pasuk. Amar Moshe l'fnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Moshe says in front of God, Ribono shel olam, afilu b'sha'ah she'atam mechaveh v'amim, even when you show love to other nations, kol kadosha v'yu b'yadacha. Your kadoshim, your holy ones, are still in your hands. The pasuk continues, V'heim tuku l'raglacha. And Tani Rav Yosef understood what's v'heim tuku l'raglacha. Elu tamdei chachamim. Here we're talking about the tamdei chachamim shemechatatim ragleihem mi'ir le'ir, that they move their feet from city to city, that they travel. Medina from place to place, l'mod Torah. And that's what we're talking about here. Gets the protection of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The pasuk continues and says, "Hisam bita pratzacha." What does that mean? Why are they going from city to city, from Medina to Medina? To talk about the Torah, the dibur, the words of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So that's the pasuk of the Torah that you are violating, because it says that God's going to give them protection and you shouldn't be levying taxes. Ad Nevi'ai, that what pasuk in the Navi are they violating? Because it says a pasuk in Hoshea, Gan ki yitnu b'goyim, ata akapsem, yechalu ma'at mimasa melech sarim. What does this pasuk mean? So Amar Ula's interpretation, it says, pasuk zeh, this pasuk l'shon hara mit ne'amar. The first word is Gan ki yitnu. The word yitnu, I have to understand what the Aramaic definition of yitnu is, because yitnu means to learn. So it means as follows: Itzanu kulo. If everybody would be learning, if everybody would be learning, then God immediately would gather us to Eretz Yisrael. Mashiach would come. Everything would be good. Then ma'at mehem. But if it's only a small portion, yichlu mimelach mimasa melach b'sur. That small portion should be patur. Should not have the burden of the taxes of the king and of the surim, of the ministers. So don't charge the Rabbanan taxes. Ad chutuvi, you're violating a pasuk Ketuvim, t'chtiv. So it says in the pasuk in Ketuvim, Ulachem modiyun de kahana v'levai zamraya tarai nesayna plach b'tzaladana min davalo b'halach lo shalat l'mema alehem. So min davalo b'halach lo shalat l'mema alehem. This is Ezra Hasofer, times of Bayit Sheni, coming and saying that under the orders of Darius, who was the king of Persia, who has given protection to the Jews, is that anybody involved in the Beit HaMikdash does not have to pay any taxes. Ba'amr of Yehuda, minadah, what does this minadah mean? Zu minat melech, is the taxes of the king. The word below is zu kesef, is the money that they have to pay. Gugalata, and Gugalata means the head tax. V'alach, what is v'alach? Zu arnona. Arnona, that's what we pay also. City taxes. So the pasuk is saying that Ezra is informing the people from the Yavish that the people involved in Beit HaMikdash don't have to pay any taxes. So in short, Radachim Bachissa, how you give taxes to the rabbis, the pasuk would say you can't. Gemara continues. Rapapa Rama Karya Chadata Ayatme. Rapapa went ahead and levied a tax for the expenses of opening up a new well, even on the Yitzomim. Even on those that were under the age of Bar Mitzvah, they had no father, they had assets, they inherited assets. He said, listen, everybody's got to pay, everybody's going to use the water, everybody has to play. Rashisha, the son of Raviti, Esra Papa. The Dilma Lomudiyal, how can you make them pay? Maybe at the end, there's not going to be water. And again, the Yitzomim have to pay for that which they use. But when they go ahead and give an investment, and it turns out that it doesn't work out, they don't have the da'at, they don't have the proper state of mind to be mochel, to forgive their investment. So if you're going to charge them 10,000 shekel, and then it turns out that it doesn't work, then you can't say, okay, sorry, we tried, and we're just taking your money. They don't have that da'at. Someone over bar mitzvah understands that they're going to give the money, and it may work out, it may not work out. So Rashisha says to Papa, how are you taking money from them? Maybe there'll be no water from it. Amalei, so Papa answered, Mishkal Shakil, I'll take the money from them for the startup talk to quest. If it turns out that there is water, okay, then they have to pay like everybody else. Vilo, and if it turns out that there is no water, I'll return the money to them. Notice Papa was just charging them because he thought it was going to work. But he said, I understand the event that the well building doesn't work, he will return the money. Rav Yehuda says, Hakol la'agle gafa afilu miasme. When it came to the agle gafa, so we saw Rashi here. What are the agle gafa? So Rashi tells us the sha'arei chomotz ha'ir latzib and latzat. Now, when you had to go ahead and you had to go ahead and make some holes in the ground for foundation for the sha'arim of the chamot, for the gates of the city. So then who has to pay for it? He says even the Yitomim, because the Yitomim are going to get protection from this wall. Aval Rabbanan, the rabbis, no. They don't need protection, therefore they don't have to pay. I call everybody's pay to dig the holes that they're going to need for a new be'er, for a new well. Afilu mirabanan, even the rabbis, because they're going to use the water. Below Amran, when do we say this? If the tax is that they pay money in order to hire workers, but they themselves are not going out with shovels to do the dirty work. But if what? They have to go out with shovels to do the dirty work. Rabbanan labnei mafik ba'achluza nino. The rabbis don't go out because it's not according to their stature. It's a zilzul to them. They have to go out with shovels and overalls and to do that sort of work. Okay, there'll be one more short tape after this. Great. Bye-bye.